Okay, so today we see the SPY stabilizing its price near our major support level. We have been warning you guys here on this channel about this double support level even before the loss of the 642 up here. Now that we see the SPY near this double support level, again, double support level because it is made by this 21-day EMA, the exponential moving average on the daily chart, and the support line of this ascending channel. Okay, so this double support level is critical for the SPY. Only the loss of this key point could bring something new. Now, I do understand that yesterday we saw a hammer candle pattern, okay? A fantastic bottom signal right above our double support level, right after retesting our double support level over here. So that's very good. That's very nice. In theory, we are still maintaining the uptrend. However, in order for us to see a technical top signal getting triggered, we gotta see the SPY breaking and closing above yesterday's high, which is 639.66. Okay, this red line up here, only a clear breakout could bring a new upwards movement, another rally on the SPY, maintaining the uptrend. And yes, maintaining, because SPY is still bullish. I know, we are making a pullback, but remember, pullbacks are not reversals. We are not bearish. We are making a medium-term pullback to our double support level. If SPY confirms a top signal, amazing. Another rally could materialize. However, again, the loss of this purple trend line, of this 21-day EMA, and even of yesterday's low around 632 could technically bring a reversal on the daily chart on the SPY ETF. So if you ask me, these key points are the most dangerous inflection points medium-term wise. Now, if you ask me, Nathan, SPY is still very bullish, okay? Yes, it is. Could we see a downwards breakout? And the answer is yes, we could see, and the chances are not that low. Although we are maintaining the bullish bias, we do see some alarming signals over here, which I'm gonna describe to you guys in detail in today's video. Remember, we are here every single day, sharing unbiased, straightforward, and professional analysis through the lens of technical analysis. This is the Finance Hydra channel. My name is Nathan. It's a pleasure to see you guys over here. And what's the catch over here on the SPY ETF? Because yes, it is maintaining the uptrend. However, the QQQ is slightly more complicated. It is losing the 21-day EMA. It is now trading below the support line of its ascending channel, so it is way more dangerous than the SPY ETF. It is now technically reversing the uptrend. What's more, on the 1-hour chart, we see this 21-hour EMA as our next major short-term resistance level. Similarly, we see the SPY also bouncing off to this key point and finding a resistance level up here on the 1-hour chart, short-term wise. So do you see why it is so important for us to see the SPY breaking the 639 again? Because we're gonna leave this 21-hour EMA behind. We may trigger a kind of double bottom chart pattern over here, right? So this could be what the SPY needs in order to technically reverse the short-term bearish bias observed on the 1-hour chart. What's more, here we see a possible exhaustion bar, okay? A very big bar, very bearish bar, after the bearish momentum was already materialized. So as the name suggests, we could see an exhaustion of this downtrend short-term wise, but again, 639. We gotta wait for confirmation of this key point in order for the SPY technically convince us that it is going to reverse this bearish momentum on the 1-hour chart, confirming the idea that we are just making a harmless pullback to our support level on the daily chart. Okay, so there is still hope for the QQQ to react, but it feels like it is now or never. Okay, it's now or never. We are below our support levels right now. SPY is not, but the QQQ is. So we gotta see a miraculous, phenomenal reaction as soon as possible in order to avoid a sharper pullback to the 551 or a possible top signal on the weekly chart over here. In this case, we're gonna see a pullback to the 21 weekly moving average, which is near the 540 down here, the previous top level, future support level, following the principle of polarity in technical analysis. Okay, similarly, we see the SPY also on the verge of making a top signal on the weekly chart up here. Any pullback to the 613 near the 21 weekly moving average could be totally acceptable, totally understandable. It would still be an uptrend on the weekly chart. However, that's gonna reverse the medium term uptrend over here on the daily chart, and we gotta adjust, we gotta adapt our strategies to this scenario. It is a very dangerous, a very delicate situation now. When we analyze a few indicators, I already told you guys this on this channel, okay, a few days ago, I believe, we do see some annoying divergences between price and indicators. While the price is making a higher high, we see the RSI making lower highs, the relative strength index, okay? And this shows that the momentum, maybe the momentum is not that strong. I know we are still going up, but the momentum is losing, okay? It is getting weaker right now. What's more, we also see the OBV, the on-balance volume down here, showing lower highs. And here the situation is a little bit more dangerous because this is the volume, okay? This is the sum of the volume of each day, all right? So the volume is decreasing. It is not necessarily because, oh, people are selling, because this makes no sense, okay? In the market, for every single buy, there is another person selling to you, okay? For every single buy, for every single buyer, there is a seller as well. So the market is not selling right now, but we see a loss of the volume over here. So it is losing interest. What's more, we see this bottom over here. Let me make this line black, okay? A very thick line, black over here. This line is below the current price. However, on the OBV, this line is clearly right now losing the previous support level. So we don't see only a strong divergence, but we also see an advanced breakout of this support level. And this reinforces the idea that yes, it is a very dangerous situation for the SPY. I'm not saying that SPY is going to correct, is going to collapse, because nothing is certain in this market, okay? We can't have absolute sure. That's why we use technical analysis in conjunction with risk management, okay? Again, guys, I always say this on this channel, risk management is the most important thing, okay? It is even more important than your technical knowledge, okay? If you don't know how to balance the risk and reward of every single one of your trades, you are still an amateur, all right? You are not a professional trader. In this case, you have no chances of making money consistently in the market. So we gotta observe these key points right now. What's more, the QQQ is also showing a strong divergence over here, except, I'm so sorry, the RSI is making a strong divergence over here, but the OBV, the previous highs are still following the chart, okay? This high is above the previous high, just like, let me hide this. Let me hide this one over here. Guys, excuse me 1 second. Okay. See, this high over here is higher than the previous high. Like the price, okay? The price also shows a higher high. However, this low is still above the previous low. On the OBV, this low is losing the previous support level. So do you see? It is a delicate situation, okay? We do see some alarming signals reinforcing the thesis that we may lose this support area on the SPY and that we're gonna see a sharper correction on the QQQ at least to the 551. So how do we proceed in such a scenario? Well, we like to focus on other stocks, low beta stocks, okay, stocks with lower correlation to the indices. I like to buy these stocks, to trade these stocks, because when the market is hard, we can always find other opportunities. In this case, stocks like Nvidia, Tesla, AMD, Palantir, they will get a little bit harder to trade. Okay, and again, as I always tell you guys, I only like the most obvious, the easiest opportunities ever. Trading is supposed to be boring to you, okay? It is not supposed to bring any emotions, okay? Because if you like to trade because of the emotions, well, you should gamble, okay? You should go to a casino, etc. We do not treat the market as a casino. It is a major source of revenue for a professional trader, okay? So right now, and for that, we gotta achieve long-term consistency, and the only way to do that is by designing a good strategy, okay? So right now, these stocks are getting a little bit harder to understand, like Nvidia, okay? In any other circumstance, Nvidia would be very easy to trade because we are near a support level. Yesterday's bar was a Dragonfly Doji candle pattern above a clear support level. Yes, we are still below the 21-day EMA, which is acting as a resistance level today, by the way, as we can see over here. But if we see a meaningful breakout of yesterday's high of this 21-day EMA, we may see another rally at least to the 183. What's the only problem? Nvidia is going to report earnings in 6 days. Therefore, for swing trading purposes, it is not that good right now because of earnings. We have no idea of how Nvidia is going to behave after earnings. If you are a long-term investor like myself, all right, you can hold your shares, okay? Not a problem. But if we see Nvidia collapsing after earnings, we have the 165 as our major support level, while on the weekly chart, we may see a sharper correction, okay? If we see the loss of this support level for real, 174, yes, we may see Nvidia reaching lower levels in the next few days, okay? Especially if they spike, QQQ, if they confirm their bearish thesis over here, okay? The loss of this support level, a continuation of this bearish sentiment on the 1-hour chart over here, okay? So we gotta be extremely careful because these stocks, they are on the verge. They are on the verge of either collapsing or making a phenomenal bottom signal. It is pretty much like Tesla. We see Tesla. I told you, and this, I was very clear, I was very honest with you guys yesterday. Guys, Tesla is not that interesting to me right now, okay? I prefer other stocks like AMD, Palantir. They are looking way better than Tesla because this reaction from yesterday was not convincing to me. I know it was a hammer, but the hammer was bearish. It is below the 21-day EMA. The size of the candle's body is relatively big, so I was not that confident. On the 1-hour chart, we still see Tesla making lower highs, lower lows since it triggered this double top chart pattern over here, right? We are still below the 21-hour EMA, so yes, we don't see a clear, meaningful bullish reaction yet. There is nothing going on here on Tesla. So in this case, guys, for some stocks, it is a time to go fishing. Okay, there's a time to go long, there's a time to go short, and there's a time to go fishing, according to Jess Livermore, okay, one of the greatest traders that ever lived. I'm a big fan of Livermore, all right? I know the guy was a little bit crazy, but still, I am a big fan, all right? No one builds from this from zero, from the ground, 4 fortunes in the stock market. Okay, so the guy was a genius. All right, now Tesla below the 21-hour EMA. Today, apparently, the 21-day EMA is acting as a resistance level. We are making another bearish candle, dropping 1.17%. So that's absolutely not a buy signal. That's not a bottom signal. Now that we are approaching the support line of this previous triangle over here, maybe we will see something new, but right now there is no clear meaningful reaction yet. Okay, we are still dropping, we are still maintaining the bearish bias short term wise, not a single bottom signal. Okay, of course guys, if we see a bottom signal, Tesla could be a very promising stock. I would be very, very happy with it, but right now it's not looking good. Okay, we gotta be very picky right now. When guys, with the SPY, the QQQ losing support levels over here, we gotta be extremely picky with the stocks we trade. Okay, yes, there are still opportunities, maybe not on Nvidia, on Tesla, but I do see other stocks performing very well. And remember, you can trade with me. Okay, you can receive our signals, our trading strategies firsthand. Just join our group of traders. Join the 5% project. Yes, I share clear buy signals, sell signals with clear stop loss target, with a very solid strategy supporting our decision-making process. Only there you can learn once and for all how to trade professionally using our exclusive swing trading methodology that has been helping hundreds of traders to make money every day. So join us over there. It is totally free to try. Okay, you pay nothing to test our service. All right, so just take a look, see if you like what we have to offer. The link to my website is in this video's description. All right, now AMD, phenomenal bottom signal, hammer candle pattern. See why it is way better than Tesla, for instance. This hammer is bearish below the 21-day EMA. It is not reacting well. This one is also below the 21-day EMA, but the candle is bullish, and we are clearly above a very dangerous support level. So don't you agree? Not on a device, okay, because here on this channel I only share the key inflection points for you so you can design your own strategies, okay? But don't you agree that right now AMD, or AMD as you guys say, that I pronounce, okay, AMD is trying to make a bottom signal above a support level. So in theory, the risk-reward relationship is quite interesting right now. Even if you are wrong, okay, you may lose a little bit. If you are right, you can nail a very nice bottom signal. So, oh, and by the way, the risk-reward ratio is good for a long trade. Okay, let me be very clear. It is looking good. I'm not saying it is gonna work, because maybe it is not gonna work at all. Maybe our dear AMD will keep collapsing over here, right? Failing in making a bottom signal. In this case, 147 is gonna be our next technical support level. But if we see the confirmation of a bottom signal, we may see our dear, beautiful AMD flying to the 182 again. Okay, easily fly to this resistance level. The only problem are the indices, okay? The SPY, QQQ, they are still not looking that good, okay? So if we see they collapsing, truly losing their support levels, it's gonna be very difficult for AMD to continue the bullish bias over here. So that's why I'm telling you guys, we gotta observe how the SPY and the QQQ are going to behave from here, okay? Because a high beta stock like AMD is going to easily follow the broad market's sentiment, okay? And that's why high beta stocks are so difficult to trade right now, okay? They are very difficult. Of course, amazing risk-reward ratio, but they are still a little difficult. And we see Palantir This one is actually going up today. Okay, it is going up today right now. It is triggering this hammer candle pattern from yesterday right above this support level. I told you guys this yesterday. Guys, it is a phenomenal, one of the most powerful hammers seen on the market right now, right above a clear support level. I can't deny, I can't possibly hide from you that this is a phenomenal, interesting, bullish signal. What's the catch? We have many resistance levels above the price right now. The 21-day EMA, the 160. On the 1-hour chart, we have the 21-hour EMA, and we are heading there, okay? We are now trying to find this 21-hour EMA as a resistance level, but it all depends on how we're going to behave near these support levels, okay? If the SPY, the QQQ, if they fail in making a clear bottom signal, okay, Palantir is going to technically frustrate a bullish reaction. We may see another correction to the 148, maybe even to lose this support level, rejecting this hammers pattern, okay? In this case, we may retest the 130s again, all right? So, but for now, we are trying to maintain the short-term bias, making a nice bottom signal on the daily chart, okay? It is a very good signal. On the weekly chart, we see Palantir getting closer to the 21 weekly moving average for the first time since April this year, okay? So a pullback in this case is totally normal, but it is going to be very hard for us to nail a very good bottom signal over here if we see the SPY, QQQ resuming their bearish sentiment over here, okay? And I'm gonna keep you guys updated every single day on this channel, so remember to subscribe. Click on the like button in order to support this community. We are here every single day studying the market together. I'm analyzing many stocks, I'm studying the main, and I'm sharing the main inflection points on SPY, QQQ, Nvidia, Tesla, and many other stocks, all right? Now, guys, so again, subscribe, all right? Now, guys, Bitcoin. Let me be totally honest with you guys. I was not expecting to see Bitcoin following the market right now at this moment, but apparently Bitcoin is also vulnerable to what we see right now, okay? What's the catch? We are still above the $112,000. This key point, previous top level here, support level here. Now it is working as a support level again, okay? If we see Bitcoin losing the 112 again, probably many Bitcoin related stocks like MicroStrategy are going to frustrate a possible bullish rally over here, okay? We see a major resistance level made by this 21-day EMA, but if we see Bitcoin collapsing, MicroStrategy could lose the previous support level near the $29 and seek even lower levels like the $24, because we are going to technically resume the bearish bias, making a lower high, lower low. So we gotta be very careful over here. What's more, we see Coinbase, another stock that I always have on my radar. We see, wow, this study is old. Let me see. We bought Coinbase over here, okay, near this 21-day EMA. A few months ago, we did a phenomenal trade together on our Telegram channel, but right now we see a huge collapse. Honestly, I'm trying to nail a bottom signal over here, but it is not performing very well. The loss of the 293 is going to technically make a bearish pivot point. Lower high, lower low, in this case, coin could seek our next support level near the 240. So we gotta see meaningful breakout as soon as possible. Is there still hope? Yes, of course, there is still hope, but right now we don't see clear, meaningful bottom signal triggered on these stocks. And Bitcoin is making another bearish reaction today, so we gotta be very careful. Another stock that we did a phenomenal trade a few months ago was on Mara. All right, we bought Mara near this support level. We did an amazing trade. Now collapsing back to our previous entry point, near the previous entry point of our previous trade that I did share on our Telegram channel over here. Now we are making this pullback. We see a support level near the $15. Okay, if Mara loses the $15, the possible or next possible support level will be 13.49, and that's a lot. Okay, this represents a roughly 13% drop from here, so we gotta be extremely careful, okay, and observe how Bitcoin is going to behave now that it is near the support level around the $112,000. Okay, that key point is gonna be critical for our stocks and for Bitcoin and for our Bitcoin related stocks. Okay, so guys, now is the time to be careful. It's the time for us to observe. It is the time for us to observe our main inflection points patiently, carefully. I'll be here every single day, keeping you guys updated on this channel. So again, subscribe, click on the like button to support me. Thank you so much for your audience, my dear friends. See you guys tomorrow. Stay safe. Bye-bye.